All right, everybody, it's time for a part two of how to reclaim some old ninth edition terrain and turn it into some actual legal WTC terrain for 10th edition. Hey, everybody, this is Everyman, and this is Everyman's 40K channel. So in front of you, we have the 8 built and completed, cut and sliced and diced terrain pieces. As we discussed in part 1, and if you haven't seen part 1, please go check it out. We took 12-inch kind of footprints, and way over here in the corner, let me grab this here. You can see we have some pieces here, right? So we took some 12s, right? 12 by 12s, and we turned them into what you see in front of you here, which are the kind of what I said, WTC legal or GW Leviathan Tournament Pack legal, described within their tournament pack on what the terrain should look like. Okay, so we have the 8 pieces here. We have 2 here, 2 in the back, 2 over here on the right hand side, and to your left we have 2 more of this kind of smaller pieces over here, the medium sized pieces. Again, what we're going to do, well, let me show you real quick. Let's go back. Remember I talked about changing the lookup. So I went ahead and I did drill 3 holes on this one here, and I did drill 3 holes on this one here, right? So you get a different kind of look. So they're not all exactly the same. So today what we're going to do in part 2 is we're going to take these from this stage and we're going to bring these all the way through paint. I am going to texturize. So we're going to add some texture to the outside surfaces. So we're going to bust this out. We're going to mix up some grout. All you need is this. According to the directions here, all you need is water, a little trowel or a little bit of mixing. And we're not going to mix the whole thing up. What I did is we're going to mix that in a side thing like concrete. So we're going to take this, we're going to put some of this dust or some of this dry grout in here, pour a little water, and we're going to mix it like concrete on the side. So we're going to spoon it out, okay, and then we're going to start applying it. So give me 1 second over here to go ahead and crack this baby open. So we're going to come in here. This is what it looks like. Again, just powder. We're going to pour some in here. Just like that. I'm just eyeballing it, no measuring. We're going to take the water, we're just going to add a little bit of water, and we're going to mix it with the spoon. So now it's more of a consistency. Before it was like soup, right? Liquid soup. Now it's the consistency of mortar. Okay, so then we come in here and we take a standard, like what we would call an acid brush or a hobby brush, just junk. Any kind of brush that's just junk. Let's move this aside here and we'll start with our first one. We're going to take this one right here. And we're just going to apply it. Hit the corners where the joint comes together, where the 2 pieces of wood were glued. You can actually hide that, right? So now it looks like there's, you can never see that glue line. Okay, so there you go. See how that is way different. Super, super textured now. So let me get these other ones done. It's gonna take me probably a half hour, maybe 45 minutes to do all these, and then I'll come back. Okay, guys? All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back and we are done. And now we have all the individual, or the 8 pieces. We went ahead and grouted or put like a stucco coating on them. They're all done. So the next step is we have to clean them, because in order for these pieces here, right on the sides, to go into these cavities where it's supposed to go into, they have to be clean, otherwise they don't fit. Same thing with these. So basically, in this condition, stucco or grout is not very strong at all. So, and what I mean by strong is it just rubs off. So you can come in here and like clean it simply with the razor blade. It's very simple. And it flakes right off. So you're wondering, okay, so if it comes off easy here, well then how are you going to get it to stay onto the side of the board like you want? Well, the third step and the very last step prior to painting is what we're going to do. As you can see over here, I've got my wood glue, I've got a cup of water, and I've got another junk brush. What we're going to do is we're going to mix up some glue, some water, make a slurry again of just some paste, and just like you would take grout and seal a shower or a tub, or like a countertop, a marble countertop or whatever, we're going to do the same thing with this grout, and we're going to seal it. So we're going to go use the glue as a binder, right, as well as a seal. And once we again coat this, and I'll show you, it'll seal it up nicely. It'll harden it into even more of a concrete, or a finalized, ready to take paint kind of surface. So let me get all these cleaned up. You can see we're just running through these. It's not very hard, doesn't take very long. But let me get all this cleaned up, and then I'll come back and we'll make our little glue sealer, and then I'll show you that step. These will then have to dry another few hours, and then we can actually get on to painting and gluing and finalizing these things. Okay, so let me sit here and pick away at these, and then I'll be back. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create our slurry. I have some water. I already put some glue in there, and we're just going to seal this. So we're going to come in here, and all we're going to do is make a sealer out of water and glue. You can use PVA or Elmer's white glue. I just happen to have a lot of wood glue here. That's what I buy at Home Depot. So that's what I've got around the house. I'm sure if I went around the house, I could find the Elmer's wood glue the kids use. So this is all we're going to do. And just let that soak in. And then we're going to let this dry another maybe 24 hours overnight again. You could also probably actually do this with a spray bottle. I know some YouTube guys, they show how to spray it down, like after you do this kind of stuff with a PVA spray bottle mixed up in a spray bottle. So you can see that's all we got to do. But another 20, 30 minutes of doing this, and then put it aside, let them dry. So as you can see, we've got the substrate at the bottom, or the landscaping, or whatever you want to call it, on each one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these outside. I'm going to step away from here. I'm going to paint 2 of these outside white. I'm going to paint 2 of these, the outer side, light gray. I'm going to paint 2 of these a darker gray. So let me step away. Let me start painting these. The interior of these is going to go black. So when I come back, they're going to be black on the inside, and then each one is going to have their colors. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is painted blue, obviously, but we primed this in dark gray. Then we took black, which is just a regular acrylic from the tube that you go buy at Hobby Lobby or any kind of hobby store or hobby mart. What we did is then we took this color here, a brilliant blue. Again, doesn't matter what kind of blue. You can mix white, you can use ultramarines blue, whatever. And we just did a dry brush. This green was a light gray with a wash of black and a dry brush green. Okay, so the third set, we have this set here, a little bit lighter in color. So we primed this one white and then did a brownish black mix. So I took black and this brown burnt sienna, mixed them a little bit and did a wash. Then finally, for the 7th and 8th piece, you can see that has been primed with a tan or kind of a camouflage brown look. And we went ahead and again washed this with a brown and a black. So we got 4 different colors. We got blue, green, white, and a tan. So when the players come up to the table, each player should have 1 green, each player should have 1 blue, 1 white, and 1 tan. Very easy for setup purposes when you tell them, okay, these are your terrain pieces, get ready to set up. So here is the final piece. Let me show you this. This is what they're going to look like. So as you can see, we've picked the color and we went with a camouflage rattle can brown, where kind of that's the color. Then finally, you can go ahead and look on the inside here. Again, this is going to be the final. Then we came in here on the rocks again to color shift or color change, just to give it a unique, much better look. We came in with this tan color. Okay, so I got a lot of work to do. I'm going to go ahead and finish all this. I'm going to paint all this. Then we're going to come back and we're going to close this out with just a kind of like a little showcase and a wrap up. We are done and done. It feels really good to get this project done. I needed some terrain for myself for pickup matches and like league events, or we call them pod events. It's really good to have some good looking terrain when you have some good looking miniatures. Nothing better than a Warhammer table with 2 guys battling it out with excellent terrain and excellent painted miniatures. So one last part we want to get to is, you guys have probably noticed, hey, he's missing the small ones. Okay, so what we're going to do is these small ones we're going to actually turn into 4 craters. So I'm going to do that in a separate video because that's a whole different animal, a whole different little technique. It's not so, it's not so hard. You've seen me make a crater on my Chaos Knights display board. It's aluminum foil, some tape, and some rocks and stuff, glue. I mean, it's very easy. Okay, that's it. We're going to close this one out. Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and hit that like button and tell all your friends on social media that I'm out here. And like we always say on the channel, everybody, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for a 1. Peace out, fellas.